This is a book update. Okay, we have finally, I mean, I don't want to say it like I've been waiting to finish them, but we have completed the junior fiction novels, the middle school books. And I say it with some sadness. I enjoyed most of them. However, there are a lot of them that I should have not finished. So I will say, surprisingly, Stuart Little is a no-go. There was this one that I believe I had just found somewhere and I should have stopped myself. See, that's the problem. I'm the one that said, if you don't like a book, put it down. And yet, here I was. And this one's fat. But I still finished it. I don't know why. I think, okay, I will say, for Stuart Little, it was short. And so I thought, if I keep going, it'll get better. It did not. But I did like, what did I like? Oh, there was not a single dog-eared page in this. Nope, I didn't like anything. For this one, I will say, I liked the story, I liked the ideas, but I didn't like how they were written. I'm not gonna recommend it. And then, I have the first book of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or the Chronicles of Narnia. I had to actually go to the library and find the second and third and the rest. But if you have ever watched The Chronicles of Narnia, the first movie or the second movie, I highly recommend The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia, because it actually is as good, if not better, than the movies, so still recommend. Then there's A Bridge to Terabithia. I hesitated reading this because I didn't want a sad story and I didn't want to be in a sad mood, but it was still such a good book. If you have not seen the movie, then ignore what I just said. Read it. Okay, Under the Same Sky is actually a book that I probably took from my middle school at some point, and I remembered liking it, but I didn't remember everything that was in it. So I just reread it and I liked it. Yet again, it's still such a good story. A Shooting Star is the story of Annie Oakley, who is an actual person in history. And it's a fictional telling of her life, but it's actually so cute. But it's basically, she was a Quaker, her family were Quakers, and it's how she ended up being such an amazing shooter with a shotgun. It's a really good story. I highly recommend it. Homeless Bird is a book that I think I have 3 copies of. No idea why. I remember reading it when I was younger and loving it. Reread it, still love it. Lots of dog-eared pages that I will return to. Why? Because they're very cute. Judy Blume. I thought there was a potential of this being way too young for me. I was wrong. I don't think there is such a thing as a book being too young for me. So this is Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing. It's this 4th grader who his parents had another child that they call Fudge, and his brother is so irritating to him. But just the shenanigans that happen, and it's actually really cute and really enjoyable. There is Island of the Blue Dolphins, which I almost actually stopped reading this. It's crazy. There were 2 books I read that I wanted to stop reading, but I didn't stop reading because of some weird kind of guilt, and I should have just stopped. Then I got to Island of the Blue Dolphins. I think I was 10 pages in. I almost stopped, but then I said, okay, I'm gonna give it a few more pages, and then before I knew it, I was engrossed and I couldn't put it down, and I loved it. Lots of dog-eared pages, and I don't know, it gave me this cool idea about what it means to survive, but that'll be for another video, I think. Oddly enough, the last book I read for junior fiction was Julie of the Wolves. I thought I was going to be in a similar theme, so I thought I was going to love it. I got a few pages in and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. It was actually very weird because I would be a few pages in and I would think I'm not liking this, and I'd get further in and then I'd start liking it, but then once I started liking it, then I'd start not liking it again. It would just kind of go back and forth. I won't say I didn't like it, but I will say I didn't love it, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. But yeah, as far as that goes, aside from the other middle school junior fiction books that I recommended last time, that is it. I think this is all the junior fiction books that I have in my collection, at least upstairs. I might find more. And those are the ones that I would recommend to anyone who likes junior fiction books or who wants to get some for their kids. So, as far as this goes, I have now completed the junior fiction books that I have. Those are the ones that I recommend. Make sure you let me know what you guys are reading right now. And yeah, that's it for today. Bye.